decided to organize my tools using a shadow board, but I did not like the look of the traditional painted / outlined boards. So I 3D printed some holders which in my opinion look more professional and avoid the nail clusters that are usually used to secure the tool to the board. I would like to show you the process of making these by first taking a reference photo of some old cheap calipers. Then designing two holders, one in a paid CAD service and the other in the free alternative Blender. First, place your object next to a ruler for scale and make sure this ruler is as square to the center line of the object as possible. We will be using this ruler later to calibrate our reference photo. Position your phone directly above the midpoint of the object. This is to reduce parallax error. When satisfied, take the image. We are going to create the part in Alibre. Now this is not a free application, but if after watching this you like the workflow, I recommend FreeCAD as a good open source alternative. Go to the reference tab and click on image. For the target plane, select the XY plane, and for the image, select our reference photo. Click on calibrate size. This will allow us to use the dimension tool to automatically scale our reference image using the ruler we laid next to the calipers. Once satisfied, hit OK. Now, select the XZ plane and activate a 2D sketch. Draw a simple rectangle around the entire part. You can use select to readjust this rectangle. Deactivate sketch and extrude by exactly 2 mm in the negative Z direction. Activate another 2D sketch on the XY plane and project our previous sketch to this one. Trace the profile of the part using the line and curve tools. Once satisfied with the profile, deactivate the sketch and extrude in the positive Z direction now by exactly 0.5 mm. Hide the tracing image and you should be left with an inlay of the part. We are nearly done. Now just add the support. Click on the top face, activate 2D sketch, project to the sketch the faces that will be needed to support the part. Give these some dimensionality with a little bit of clearance so that our part can actually fit into the holder. I like to create a reference plane approximately 25 mm higher than the surface. Select this plane and activate 2D sketch. Project our previous sketch to this plane. The goal is to loft between these two sketches and thereby create the platform that the calipers will rest on. I like to give these a positive draft angle as it will make for a slightly more secure platform. You can create this draft angle by dragging the sketch on the reference plane up in the x-axis by a slight amount. Once you have prepared the sketches for each loft, click on the loft tool in the toolbar. Finally, add some pins at the very bottom of the calipers. I make these 8 mm in diameter and extrude them by 15 mm. Export as either STL or step. Moving over to Blender, first delete the default cube and go to the Scene tab at the right of the viewport. Go to Units and under the drop down for length, select millimeters. Now import an image as a plane and select our reference image. Add a cube and set its dimension to 10 mm. We will use this cube to calibrate our reference image. Scale and reposition the reference image so that 10 mm on the ruler is roughly the same size as the cube. Now add a plane and scale this to encompass the calipers. In edit mode, move the vertices to form a bounding box around our calipers. Subdivide an edge and extrude from this new vertice the profile of our part using our reference image. Once the profile is in place, select the face of our plane and delete using only faces. Now go around the part and fill in the missing faces, including our profile. Once all faces are full, select the outer faces and extrude by 2 mm, creating our inlay. Select the bottom loop vertices and extrude by 5 mm in the opposite direction. Finish off by filling this bottom face. Now select the edges that make our supports, extrude along the XY plane, and then extrude upwards in Z by 25 mm. Finally, add the 8 mm diameter pins. Extrude by 15 mm and export as an STL. Moving over to the slicer, we will print both the Alibre and Blender models. Import and slice. Now we must change our filament on layer 11. This will give us our two-tone look. is the Alibre print, and here is the Blender print. Both are totally usable. The Blender part did have a bit of a bed adhesion issue on one of its corners, so I will choose the Alibre part instead. I use tack nails to secure these to the board so that I can take them off and reposition them if need be. Now to install the board.